kind introductions. Good evening, all. Welcome to the fifth session of Inspiration from a Saraswat Beacon series hosted by Global Saraswat Chamber of Commerce. Friends, we all know that change is the only constant thing. And what do you call it? When the change is about local going global. A lady school teacher in Mumbai in 1970s becoming the advertising honcho in Middle East. An unknown entity becoming the leading go-to advertising agency in United Emirates, winning many global awards, recognitions, whether New York Times festivals, Cannes festivals, Effie's. A conventional advertising agency evolves, reinvents itself to become the new age communications agency, best known for its storytelling. The one word that combines all these changes, brilliant changes, I would say, is Liva, content driven. A brainchild of our very own Preeti and Suhas Rege and their son, Sagar. Today's interactions are with Miss Preeti and her son Sagar, a dynamic mother-son duo that combines experience of over 3 decades and youth. Welcome, Preeti ma'am and Sagar. It's a pleasure to have you both on this platform. Without much ado, I would like to give a quick introduction of our guests. Ms. Preeti is founder of Liva Advertising Dubai. Along with her husband, Mr. Suhas Regi, an alumni of JJ School of Arts, Mumbai, she built Liva in 1987 with a seed capital of just 10,000 dirhams. If you talk in today's terms, approximately 2 lakh rupees, Indian rupees, I would say. Their son, Sagar, completed his studies in USA in the Arts Center College of Design as a film director and joined the family business in 2008-2009. Sagar brought a pivotal change in the nature of business that Liva was doing at that point of time. Today, Liva produces video content in 2D, 3D animation, storytelling videos, virtual reality, interactive videos. I would say a complete 360-degree communications brand solution. That is what Liva is all about. Whether it is Amitabh Bachchan's World Tour event that is being hosted in Dubai, or promoting the events of Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, Pandit Jasraj, or Pandit Shivkumar Sharma, Liva has done it all. To know more about what Liva does and how the team Liva helps their clients build the business through their strategy, or I would say science of storytelling, we have a short video that we would like to share with you. Sandeep, may I please request you to share the video with us?
Here's a potential customer. Is he ready to bite yet? No. He's still researching for information. Or is it inspiration? Can you be the best answer to his search? Inspire him with emotion, or entertainment, or excitement. Engage him with some uplifting hero content. Mesmerize him. Make him feel. Make him connect. At an intuition level, he's moved onto your side. Now give him logic, reasons to seal the deal, the help content. Supply facts and figures, satisfaction scores, testimonials, the works. Make it precise and relevant so he knows that you understand his needs. Chances are he's ready to convert. It's the beginning of a new relationship. Build on it. Consolidate. Keep him engaged with web series or repeatable formats, the hub content. He keeps coming back to you because he knows that you have the content he can relate to. You're now his go-to source and resource. It's what happens when stories synergize with strategy. In other words, the science of storytelling. Make it work for you. Liva plus Nexa. Stories and science.
Thank you, Sandeep. Am I audible?
Yes.
Let's begin the session like all other earlier sessions that we have tried to made all the interactions very interesting, given the experience of the guests. So let's begin today's session. The first question that I have is for Preeti ma'am. Preeti ma'am, most of the times people are afraid of doing something new on their own, that too in their own comfort zones. But versus you, who decided to go and start something new in a complete new territory. So I would like to ask you what exactly inspired you to start Liva? How was your entire experience? How welcoming the people or clienteles over there? How was your experience?
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you for giving this opportunity to us and explaining so much about the entire Liva story. Thank you very much. So, to begin with, I always believe that we should grab opportunities in life, and you always get once you get an opportunity, you don't get all the time. So you should grab that opportunity. And I was, as you had mentioned, I was working as a teacher in Bombay, but I never enjoyed my job. And that's how when Suhas got an opportunity to come to Dubai, uh, I was the one who pushed him. I said, no, you have to go because we have to move out and do something of our own, different future. So he came, and then we were working in another agency. We both were working in different agencies and got an experience in the UAE market. So when I met a sponsor and I realized that, okay, I can also start an agency because I have enough client base, I have a lot of contacts in the market. And Suhas is already from JJ and he knows the creative, everything. He can handle the creative part of it. Then why, then why not, then why not begin our own agency? So this is how I gave a thought and I said, okay, let's start the agency business instead of working for somebody else. And the thing is that the clients were very much fond of us, for both of us, and they were very much interested to work with us because it was a family business. They realized that we will deliver everything when we promise, everything whatever we used to promise we will deliver. So it was that is how we began the agency. Of course, we never had any capital, as you mentioned. It was really 10,000 dirham, and we had two kids with us. So it was a big responsibility. It was a major decision. But unless you don't take a risk in life, you cannot achieve anything. So you have to take a risk. Unfortunately, we also met a lot of good clients, a lot of good government people. They were very cooperative while starting the agency. There were very few lady entrepreneurs, and that is how they used to really support for permissions and everything. So it was a really amazing experience to begin the agency. And I mean, even if I get another life, I will again start an agency and work because I really love what I do.
That really shows the passion that you have for this field and for your
Yeah.
baby in Liva. And I think when you mentioned that you always had opportunity to interact or you met with some good people, I think that is because you yourselves are a good people. Because good things attract good things. That's how it goes. So nice. I mean, next question is for Sagar. Sagar, what inspired you to come back after your studies in USA and join back the family business?
So there was nothing that inspired me, to be very honest. I was quite selfish in what I wanted to do. When I graduated as a filmmaker, I wanted to keep making films. And that's what I did first in the US. Then I was working in Mumbai with Abhinay Deo at RDP Films, and then at White Light and with Sunil Manchanda at MAD. Uh, I wanted to be as far away from family business as possible. But eventually, when I realized that the digital medium itself is changing and advertising is moving away from conventional to being more purpose driven, I felt this could be a good avenue for me to explore and storytell than live in the domain of just selling products. So that's how I thought, maybe this agency could serve a larger purpose in the consumer's mind and life cycle. So that's how I, got involved, and we started making a lot of films at the agency, and we explored different formats, different mediums, and here we are.
I know. I mean, it was very interesting when you mentioned that you never wanted to join, but sometimes things are destined to happen in a particular direction. You never know. Maybe what we say now, that the life happens to us when we are busy making some other plans. So that's how it happens.
Yeah.
All right. So, Preeti ma'am, again coming back to you, how different did you find Sagar's style of working versus what you were doing? And as a parent, what do you get to learn from Sagar?
Okay, good question. So we were completely into conventional advertising because 1987 till 2008, it was very conventional, like print, radio, outdoor, events. Events, we never knew anything about the events, but as you mentioned, the events happened because the clients used to trust us and they knew when we take a task, we will deliver it.
Right.
So a lot of events came in our lap because they had confidence in us. So we
Right.
did events also. So everything was conventional. Okay. But then 2008, as you know, it was a global recession, and similar time Sagar joined. And then we decided now what to do, and Sagar brought the digital aspect to the agency. So we never knew anything about the digital marketing, digital advertising. It was completely new thing for us also to, of course, we knew digital advertising a little bit, but not to this extent. So the entire technology, how it will work, everything is brought by him into the company. So it's a completely new direction from conventional to digital, and from digital to content, video content marketing, video marketing was a completely new thing. So we learned a lot while giving these kind of services to the client, and also we have learned a lot how to have the, see, earlier we had only Indian team.
Right.
So when Sagar brought in the global team, currently we have Syria, team from Syrian, Pakistani, Egyptians, so from US. So the team has also become global. Clients are global. So there is a lot how to deal with those bigger clients, global clients. All this we have learned from him, to be very frank with you, and it's a pride for us that yes, we are. It was enhanced. It helped us to enhance our knowledge and understanding of advertising in this style. So, which was a good thing. Yeah.
Right. And if I go back to Sagar to ask you, yeah, there are a lot of things that we learn from our parents, but I would say, what were the takeaways from their style of working when you came along, and when you thought that okay, this is what all new that has to be brought into the business, but couple of values or couple of things that they were doing should continue, as in that is something that Levi is known for.
Well, I think one of it is the ability to take risks. And I think that is something I definitely admire, and I've kind of, imbibed within me. Uh, the other thing is being very honest in business. And I think that is extremely important, because I think these values really take you really far. Uh, Not every job is about money. And in fact, for us, it's never about the money once we close a financial deal. It's about how to do something to its best. And I think that comes from the culture that the agency has built.
Right. That's a beautiful answer, I would say. All right. Given the present scenarios of this COVID situation, the advertising industry, as in safe, how is it coping up? And especially with Liva, how are you dealing with when in this industry, what I have seen at least, that the revenues are going down. So how is Liva coping up with the present scenario?
So I think the business that we're in was practically built for situations like these.
Okay.
And I would say that we're not a conventional advertising agency, and that's why we are seeing our business grow. And in fact, I think this year we would have posted a growth in business compared to last year.
Excellent.
And that is primarily because what we do serves a purpose for clients and their consumers. And when you have communication that does this, you're bound to grow. The reason I say it was built out for COVID is because earlier, meeting people was a very common thing. This year, meetings moved to online, right? How do you create your best business pitch or a 30-second elevator pitch as a brand,
Right.
storytell and convince people that you're different, and how are you different? That is what we do. We mine insights, and we figure out how do you make your business and your service or your offering relevant to consumers. And right from small businesses to governments to global businesses, they all have um, an unending need to be able to produce content to tell either a product story or a brand story, or whatever it is that they might have to say, whether it's HR content or it's CSR. And that's where we've sort of really struck gold with what we do.
Right. Okay. Very interesting to know that in spite of all the situations, your business is growing. That's a very positive sign to have. Preeti ma'am, one interesting fact that I came across while I was reading about Liva and your credentials, that you have never taken a financial assistance, whether it is from banks or financial institutions in terms of loans, or equity injections, maybe from third-party investors. How did you manage? I mean, the way you started with 10,000 dirhams and to come up to this level, the clientele list that you have, the global presence that you have, how did you manage it all with that limited resources? And I mean, it will be definitely interesting to know for all of us.
Yeah. So actually, as you know, we are Maharashtrians, and Maharashtrians are quite conservative by nature. So when we started a business, and whenever we used to make profits, we had decided that we are not going to take away the entire profits every year, but we will definitely keep profits in the company as a saving, so which will help the company in the difficult times. And every month after month after month, we used to make sure that we definitely retain a part of profit for the company's benefits in the future, and that really helped us. So whenever there was a like new market to start, the US market, or even new if the crisis came, so then we could help, those funds helped us in maintaining and managing the team very well. And a lot of investors were ready in the past also, that they were willing to come as partners with us and all that, invest money in the company and all. But we said there is no need, because we were doing quite okay. So basically, I also one of my dad's statement used to be there all the time from the childhood, which was always in my mind: save for tomorrow.
Right.
So always, I mean, I have so many things, like all the time I remember is to say save for tomorrow. So I say, okay, we have to make sure that the company is our baby. So we have to save for this company as well. So
Right.
our strategy really helped us and managing the funds very well. Until date, we are really not taken a one penny from anybody.
I'm sure the way I think you have built this in future also, you will definitely. It's actually, if I have to say, it is a real Atmanirbharta in real sense. It's like a complete this thing. All right. One more question to Preeti ma'am. Being a woman entrepreneur, did you go through an internal struggle that every woman has to go at, having it all, to be the best mom, to be the best wife, to be the best at home, to be the best at, business. So there is a lot of struggle that one has to play being in this situation. So how did you manage that struggle, or whether it was a struggle for you or no, because your entire family, it seems, in the same, business. So how did you manage that?
Hmm. So actually, it was not a great struggle to convince Suhas, because we both were working together. So
Right.
day and night we were together to. So he knew the challenges we are facing in the business, in the market, and to manage the family. So it was not. Let me be frank that I never had this kind of challenge with him. Like even if it's to late night working or late evenings and going out with the clients and all that, I never had that kind of any struggle as such. But yes, to become a good mother, become a good housewife, and all that, it was a multitasking and it was a big challenge. But that is where we had always decided the house and the office will be very close to each other.
Right.
So any moment, any given time, you can reach home, you can take care of kids and
Right.
all that. So it was managed. It was a multitasking, but we could manage it very well. And fortunately, in Dubai, it's a place where you have lots of opportunities and lots of facilities. So I
Hmm.
really give a lot of credit to Dubai. We can also get the help which we cannot get in US and the other countries, but
Right.
here we can also get an external help very easily. So we could manage very well. I don't know whether I'm a best mother or best wife and best housewife and all that. I don't know, but till now here we could manage very well.
That's true. Okay. Moving forward to the next question. A common challenge in your industry is creativity versus meeting the deadlines. I think Sagar, you would be able to in a better position to answer this question because creativity can't be timed, but at the same time, while you are serving any clients, they are always, I mean, the turnarounds expected are very tight. So how do you balance this out? Creativity, managing your creative pool versus meeting the client's requirements.
Right. So I think first and foremost for us is the most important thing is to be able to understand what the client needs and why he needs what he needs.
Hmm.
And once we understand that, we lay a canvas out. And one of the things that I keep telling my team is our business is all about managing client expectations. So if you're able to set expectations right, there
Hmm.
will be very few disappointments, or none rather.
Hmm.
So I think if as long as that is done, and you co-create along with the client, you're up for miracles, and things are always smooth. The problem is when you overcommit, when you are not aligning client expectations, and not involving them within the process.
Hmm.
So I think these are some of the things that we do. Like I had a shoot today, it was finalized on Wednesday. We and Friday is an off in our part of the world, so we literally had one day for pre-production. But we made sure that the client was involved in every step of the way, and the shoot went really well. I left the shoot halfway because we had this event, but it's going really well. The only thing is being able to set expectations, and I think if in any business, if you do that right, it's very much doable, and communication is very, very important. I think that's where most people lack. They're unable to communicate what they can deliver or what the client should expect.
Very true. Very true. I think this applies to all segments of business because
Yes, it does.
transparency and continuous communication. You have to keep the clients in loop at what stage you are, whether we will be able to meet the deadline, or even if we are not going to be able to, that should be communicated well in advance before he starts changing us. So I
Yeah.
think that's a good takeaway for a lot of people who want to start, or rather who are already doing something of their own. Um, Okay, next question. I think Sagar, you can take this. Most of your commercials have some really good voiceovers. Because I was going through all the content that is there on your website. Are these talent? I mean, are these people expats or locals, or from all across the world? How you are tapping the talent?
No, so we work with talent from across the world. A lot of them are in the United States, in the UK, Canada. It really depends what tonality is required for a certain film, and if it needs a voiceover, then we just figure out who's the right person to work with.
Right. Okay. Preeti ma'am, in one of your interview, I had heard you saying a very interesting, I won't say a story, but a value system that you have, that if you give best of the things to your kids and they become used to such best of the things, then they will ensure to work hard to continue that kind of lifestyle. Would you please elaborate a bit for our audience? Because a typical Maharashtrian mentality is like, "Jevda ahe tevdatas bhagwaयचं." Versus, you have to achieve or strive for the best and you should work hard to have that best in your life. Could you please elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. So again, this comes from my dad. Uh, okay, he used to always tell me and tell us that low ambition is crime.
Right.
Okay, and that is also, see, these are all the words literally engraved on my mind. Like, so we say, okay, you should really have a high ambition. Now, if you make your kids, they say, okay, I त्याच्यातच भागवायचं, like, okay, do not spread your wings, then I don't think so. They will also have a bigger ambition. But if you show them the best, if you give them the best, and if you really make sure that they experience everything which is the best in their life, and whatever possible you can give them an exposure, then I think they will, when they grow up, they have already got used to all this. So then they will not settle down for anything less. They want to do either that or better than that. So it will definitely help in them growing and making sure that they achieve. And it's not only earning money, but everything what they prefer, they like to, their likings, their taste will be on those lines. So for to get that, they will work hard, and that's how they will become successful in their life. So I think we should change की ओके जेवढा आहे त्याच्यातच भागवायचं नाहीये, पण आणखीन पुढे बघायचंय की ambition should be really big.
Right. Right. Okay. I think one question that I think both of you can have or answer is, how important is networking in any kind of business, and how do you build a network?
You go ahead.
Sagar, I think you can go ahead.
I don't believe in networking at all. I don't network at all. And I feel building relationships are more important. And that is what I have done over time. I don't go to any networking groups. I don't, not an affiliate of any business council per se. And even when it came to starting a business in New York, we started from scratch. I just met people through people, and it was very natural. And if you're able to, connect with people, you have conversations, things move on. I feel networking groups have agendas, and I cannot approach life with an agenda. Saying, okay, now who am I going to meet? Who's going to help me? Who introduce me to a client, and then I'd be able to grow my business. I cannot approach life like that. So for me, it's always been very natural and
I think what you are saying is the supposedly meaning of networking, building relations. I think networking is a word which is most misunderstood in today's world, because many times people think that if I'm part of this organization, this association, blah blah blah, and the exchanging of card that keeps happening, when you come back from an event, you don't even recollect whom exactly you met and what that person was doing and all that. So as you rightly said, it is very necessary to have that approach of building a relationship, because you never know in long term how, in what way that particular connect is going to be of help, or how you are going to be of helpful to that person. It's not always of taking out, but it is also about giving to the some person, so that I think it's all about giving, and that's how you start building the relations.
Yeah.
And Preeti ma'am, do you have anything to add?
So I also believe what Sagar says is right. So I agree with you. It's in a different way of networking, but like you have conversation, you have something with the client relationship, developing that. But because most of the clients, when we used to, when I was doing the marketing, clients used to introduce you clients. If you're doing something really good with that client, with that experience, the clients will introduce you to the other clients in the other market. So that's how the network grows. And then you keep giving, you keep maintaining your relationship with the client. Don't be only focused with the business to business and that's finished, then bye bye. No, it doesn't work like that.
Right. Very true.
If you maintain the relationship, then automatically it grows.
Right. Okay. If I have to read out the clientele list that Liva has, let me go through a quick list. So let's start with Emirates, NBD, BCG, Lipton, Mashreq Bank, Rak Bank, Total Lubricants, Dubai Customs, Smart Dubai. Now in USA, you have clients like Prudential, Hudson, American Express, Goldman Sachs. I can go on and on this. So many competitor agencies rather, must be in envy of Liva for the envious clientele list that you have got. And I have heard that in advertising field, the day when you win a client is the day when you start losing it. But I have seen in your profile, you have certain clients who are like consistently all these years, stick with you. They are not really moved out and gone and so in search of some other ad agencies. So how do you manage retaining such client list? And what is the one secret mantra that you have, Liva has, to build that kind of client list or to retain such kind of client list?
So I think the most important reason why we've been able to maintain clients is because we try and understand what their problems are, and we try to solve those problems. It is not about what we do and what we can create, but about what can we do for them that'll help them solve their problems, or communication related problems rather. And once you kind of understand that, the client relies on you from time to time. And then you're less of an agency or a creative shop, you're more of a consultant. And once you gain that stature in a client's mind, then they're not going to quit and say, oh, I found a better creative partner. So that is how we have retained accounts, been able to win businesses and sustain them for a very long time. So I think, like I was saying, right, unless you're serving a purpose in any aspect that that you're in, you would become irrelevant. So
Right.
we've maintained relevance because we choose to stay relevant for the client.
Right. Right. Okay, that's interesting. Over 3 decades that you have been in the business, I'm sure you must have done, you have done a lot of work. And do you recollect, would you like to tell us any 2 or 3 of such projects that you are really proud of and or which bring smile to your face even after, all these years? Would you like to share a couple of experiences?
I'll mention a couple of projects which were really nice. For example, Emirates NBD, one of the largest customer-based banks in the region, actually in the UAE, not the region, was launching a product called Shake and Save. So all you had to do was just shake your phone when the app is open, and money gets transferred into a special savings account, which gives you a high rate of interest. So Dubai or the UAE is a high spending market. And this product really made savings easy on the go.
Okay.
So instead of doing conventional advertising, we created a music video for this. And it did really well. The insight was very strong. The product was great. We won a lot of awards internationally for this. And it was a great experience, being associated with something like that.
Right. Okay. Preeti ma'am, I would also like to hear from you some story about this.
So in this Shake and Save, which Sagar said, of course, it was very interesting. Also, there was a client, Lipton Iced Tea, and they were interested in targeting Saudi market. And it was like Saudi, the youth used to pick up Pepsi and Coke and all that. But Lipton Iced Tea wanted the youth to use Lipton Iced Tea, of course. And it was all contained in Arabic. And they wanted a very short, quick videos. And of course, Lipton being a big brand, they were with the global agency alignment and all that. And that is where we really got a breakthrough because we were providing the video content services, and the global agencies are not directly doing all this. They still now they don't do, a lot of agencies don't do the video content. So they are our clients. The agencies are also our clients. So we created content, storytelling content, multiple videos, which those videos were used into activation, and then they were very, very popular in Saudi. So we had KPI of 1 million views on the social medias and all, but we crossed 3.5 million views. So that was a very successful campaign which we did. A lot of small stories were created, and that was a very proud moment. It was very nice campaign, appreciated, and mainly we got a global account in Liva's portfolio. So that was a good thing. Of course, I remember and I cannot forget, which is in my time, Amitabh Bachchan program, which we did. That was a experience. But this is something quite different what we have done. Yeah.
Right. Would you like to share that Amitabh Bachchan's event experience just for a few minutes if you can share? Because we would like to hear what exactly it was.
Um, okay, so one of our friend client who was supposed to get Amitabh Bachchan in Dubai for his world tour, and he requested us to handle the entire event, and we were really not prepared to because we were not an event agency. But then he said, "No, but I have a trust you all can do it." And then okay, we said, "Okay, fine, let's go ahead and let's take another challenge." Because unless you don't take a challenge in this, you're not going to get something different. So we did it, and then there was a lot of demand for the whole thing, like arranging the tickets, making the supplements, getting the sponsor for the events. It was a huge responsibility on us, so we really handled that very well. And in the end, the pleasure was that there was a radio interview organized with Amitabh, and we were the one who were with him on the interview and introduced it. And like, okay, well, my favorite actor was Amitabh Bachchan. So I said, really great opportunity that time. The whole event became successful, and through that, then we established our name for events also, and that's how you, as you said, the other names, Pandit Jasraj and Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, and all those events, and slowly, so all these events started coming to us,
Right.
the organizers. That okay, you all did the Amitabh event, so now definitely you all can do this. So
Right.
it was a new activity we started in the agency.
Right. All right. One question, I think a lot of times what happens is only the success is seen in public, but there are a lot of small failures that an entrepreneur has to face or struggle with. How do you tackle with tough times that come across, and how do you manage dealing emotionally, mentally? I would say.
Mm.
With failures?
Yeah.
Well, of course, in any business, you do have moments like that, right? Where a job has been rejected, or the client is unhappy and things like that. I think what you do is, just try and learn from your mistakes. There's nothing you can do about it, and try and assess the situation. Um, Definitely not weigh down your team members, because it's eventually the agency and it's collective, and they weren't independent
Right.
in this. So it's really about taking stock, understanding where things went wrong, and if it's the client's fault, then it's the client's fault, and you just kind of realize that this wasn't meant to be.
Right.
So just blame it on fate and move on.
Right, right. That's very true. Sagar, one of the things that Viva does is also into virtual reality. So I would like to request you if you can show us something, what exactly virtual reality, I mean, what exactly do you do and how exactly this looks like? If you can share some things.
Sure. So you mentioned a while ago saying, how did you guys cope with COVID? And I think one of the technologies, which is VR, was built, to sort of support real estate during times like these where
Hmm.
travel is not easy. Like, say, for instance, you're sitting in Mumbai, and a prospect comes by and says, "Hey, I have an amazing development in New York. Are you interested?" Uh, in on any normal day, you would say, "Hey, okay, you know what? I will come and I will take a look at it, and then we'll see in my next trip."
Right.
We don't know when the next trip is going to be, right? For most of us.
True.
So this product was built out for experiences. We've done projects in the Caribbean. We've done projects in the US, UK, and recently even in Dubai. So I'll quickly take you through it. The way this works is it's a guided tour. Let me share my screen really quick. All right. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Right. So what happens on the right is you send an invitation to whoever you want to deliver that experience to. They receive the email, and you and the other person can, go through a live experience. So this is a project that has been built out on the High Line in New York City.
Mhm.
And this building that you see is built in 3D, while everything around here of the High Line is actually captured in a 360 image. And you can open a floor plan and practically move to any floor that you would like to. So for instance, I'm going to the street view right now. So you can deliver this experience live to almost 49 people at, at one time. So you can jump onto the fifth floor. So if you're an agent or you're a builder or a developer, you're able to take your clients through what you're doing, right? So the prospects would potentially be interested in buying or leasing spaces. So this has been this is virtual reality. It integrates beautifully with the Oculus. Also, the best thing is the link that you leave behind with the prospect can be tracked. So every time they come back to check out what what you have here, you can build analytics on it. So
Wow.
you know whether they're looking at a 2-bed or a 3-bed, or if it's a commercial development, then you know what are they looking at, what are they expecting out of it. Or if they don't come back at all, then you know, right? Imagine you had this in a trade show, you
Right.
have 10,000 people who sign up for the tour and just
Hmm.
100 people come back, so you know exactly who to follow through with.
Right.
So this is a product that's built for these times, because that this is an experience that people would look at and say, okay, cool, I'm interested or I'm not interested. So we're now talking to a large developer in London to build the same tour, because they have similar challenges. People
Right.
are not coming to see.
Right. It is very interesting to see how the new technology is going to, pick up and shape up. So it's really going to be good for the people like Liva who are always thriving on the change. Very interesting. Thanks, Sagar, for sharing this. In fact, I wanted to show all the audience here one video that Liva has created. It is basically about a story of a king. Sandeep, can we just play that? The story basically narrates why a digital marketing, what exactly digital marketing does, or how it can be helpful.
Once upon a video. Once upon a time, there was a benevolent king, and his fame spread far and wide. The king would always update his website with his new ideas and schemes, but he was disappointed. Analytics showed that visitors to the site were few, and engagement was low. The site never even showed up on search engines. That's when his wise minister told him a few secrets. Your Majesty, we need videos. Google loves videos, and the site shows up easily. 78% of people like videos, not words. Videos get 3 times the clicks compared to text. Okay, agreed the good king. Let's have videos. Yes, Your Majesty, stories. People want stories, not graphs and charts. Oh, the king scratched his chin. So let's have stories. Your Majesty, stories about our cheerful people capturing their emotions. That makes it engaging. Agreed, said the king. Let's make the most engaging videos with the best storytelling, so people watch it again and again. Yes, Your Majesty, agreed the wise minister. Like this video, he added with a smile. Liwa, content driven.
Thank you, Sandeep, for the video. I think we are almost moving towards end of the session. I have a last question for Preeti ma'am. Given your 3 decades of experience of building a successful business like this, what will be the 5 takeaways, or I would say 5 musts any person who wants to start something of their own must have? I mean, 5 musts. I think you can give like at least 10 more or maybe more than that, but yeah, at least we can start with 5.
First of all, you should have an ambition.
Yes.
Okay. The second thing, you should love what you're doing. Anything you do when you love that to do, then you do it best. But if you're doing it by force, then I don't think so you can deliver so much.
Very true.
You should have a risk appetite. You should grab opportunities, definitely, and do everything with the faith and you should have the values in your business. You just cannot do the business for the money, okay? But you should make sure that you should do something it has to have some trust, clients trust, faith, and the values are very, very important in the business. I think that's it.
Sagar, anything that you want to add?
No, I agree with what Mom said. It's really about trying to understand why you're doing what you're trying to do. Money is a periphery of life; it will follow. But if you don't absolutely love what you do, then I don't think you're in the right profession, or you could ever run a successful business. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. It seems that reggaes thrive on change and navigating the uncharted paths very successfully, unmindful of their enviers. It's a truly inspirational journey that you guys had, and we would like to give best wishes for your next future coming years, and I'm sure Liva will be always leading in what they are doing. With these few words, I think I would like to hand over the mic to Samit for the vote of thanks.
Thanks, Shweta. So what an insightful discussion we've had today. So thank you to the panelists and the host. The chamber in its true sense has gone global through today's session. So I'm very happy, and I'm sure all of you are. I would propose a hearty vote of thanks on behalf of our chamber and all the members to today's panelists, Mrs. Preeti Suhas Rege and Mr. Sagar Rege, for sharing their story, which encompassed the transition from having a job to becoming an entrepreneur, from being in India to moving to a different territory, that is Dubai, and making their mark in the advertising industry in Dubai and now the world. So this has been a fantastic journey, and we've been lucky enough to have been a part today of knowing it from you. 2 mottos to take away over what I felt is that 1, deliver what you promise. And second is it's important to take risks in life. I feel both are essential to become successful entrepreneurs, and I'm sure that we will keep that in mind as we progress in our journey as well. So thank you, both the panelists, for giving us a peek into your professional lives, sharing your anecdotes and your success story. And lastly, thank you, Shweta, for navigating the session so well and making this dialogue seem effortless and smooth. A couple of announcements. We have a quarterly journal by the name of Saraswat Connect. The next edition is due very soon, so please stay connected and you will receive a copy. We appeal to those who are not members yet of our chamber to please join in as members and take benefit of what the chamber has to offer going ahead. The chamber also has a recruitment initiative where it helps companies identify candidates and vice versa. So if you have any requirements or you need any info, please write into info@saraswatchamber.com for more information. We'll be back with another such exciting session very soon, so stay tuned. With that, we are signing off. Stay safe, take care, have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.